today we are at SAB. SAB ki full form, what was the full form SAB?
Student Activity Block.
Student Activity Block at IIM Ahmedabad, and I happened to bump into him. So Pranav, we want to know about your story today, about how MBA happened after marriage, because that's going to be the main anchor point today. Because not many people want to go for MBA after marriage. So I have two questions to start with. Number one, was your family, especially your wife, okay with you going for MBA? Because at times you might now this is time to earn and you are going back to studies. And second thing, how you adapted towards study? Was it very difficult or how was it?
So to answer your first question, thankfully my wife is a working woman. So the question of not having to spend a lot of time with her does not really arise in my case, because even she keeps busy. So it kind of worked out in my case. So yeah, she didn't really have any resistance as far as me doing an MBA was concerned.
Okay, now if I'm now relating to this, so your wife is also coming here with you at IIM Ahmedabad?
Yeah, she stays with me.
So, so she is working here in Ahmedabad?
She's working from home right now.
Working from home, that makes sense. Thanks to COVID, it helps to doing that. Okay, now comes the second question. Why MBA after so many years?
Okay, so I have around 7 years of work experience in the automotive industry. And over these years, what I've realized is that beyond a point, your learning and your development in your career, it gets plateaued. So you kind of get to that point where you ask yourself, what next? So that was my primary motivation when doing an MBA, because I felt that to get to a point where you get to drive meaningful change in the industry, you have to have the qualification that gets you into a position where you can call the shots. So yeah, that was the motivation behind me pursuing.
So I believe there are three reasons why people go for MBA. Executive management. Number one is they couldn't crack the CAT exam earlier, so they want to kind of revenge. Number two is people like you who actually want to get into the leadership position. After working a few years, you realize that now you can't grow, you can't break the ceiling, and then you go for MBA. Third is getting bored. So my reason for doing executive management was getting bored. I was bored at home, something exciting. I found this to be very exciting, so I went to do my executive management. So your case was the number two one, where you actually wanted to rise up the chain, right? That
yes.
was super. Now comes the second part. How do you adapt yourself? Was it very easy to adapt to studies? Because I'll give you my example. It was difficult for me even to hold pen and write with pen. After 1-2 lines, I was feeling the pain in my hand.
No, that happens to me also. We had this last week, so it happened to me as well. So still getting used to it.
Still not used to it. So because we are not, last 5 SNDK, we are not educated, we are all educated, but it's like we are only signing. The only thing we use pen for is signing for the last 4-5 years. We are suddenly going back to this. Super. So how is your take on that? At this age you are going for MBA. So is it the better option, or if you would have done it earlier, would have been a better option?
I don't think that is a fair comparison to make, because an MBA earlier would have been a slightly different proposition to me as far as value is concerned, because the program that I am currently undergoing is directed at a different target audience. So, and in my case, I did not really attempt the CAT. So I had different plans that did not work out for me, because I tried joining the army in 2016, and so in my case there was some medical issue which hindered me from continuing in the army. So MBA in my case, I would say, was more of an afterthought, and things did work out for me after the whole army episode. So yeah, here I am. That's how things work out.
See, it happens, yeah. If you have a kind of a setback in life, then either you go down or you kind of move up. So you moved up the value chain. Super. Now I want to understand you. What is the admission process? How it works? Like, you're not even allowed to enter the gate. I've met a few people from Ahmedabad. They want you to come inside the campus. I sent a request as well that my brother is coming to see me and this and that. No, not allowed at all. So a lot of people have this query, how to get into the IIM. So if you can tell us a brief about the process.
So as far as the 1 year MBA is concerned, you have to clear the GMAT. Like, you have to write the GMAT and get a good enough score, and that's the first step. And after the GMAT comes the admissions phase wherein you have to concentrate on your essays, and you have to prepare your profile, work on your elevator pitch and things like that. So basically you need to learn to sell yourself to the admissions panel. So yeah, the first phase would be GMAT, and the second phase would be to learn to market yourself, learn to convince the admissions panel,
and then
convince the
documentation required, essay writing and all. Yes. So there are 2 phases. Number 1, you have to give the exam. Yep. There's no CAT exam, right? For PG?
There's no CAT, there's GMAT.
GRE, GMAT, only GMAT?
It's both GRE or GMAT.
GRE or GMAT, you have to give GRE, GMAT, score 700 plus?
700 plus. 700 plus is generally considered to be a safe score.
700 plus is a safe score. And then number 2 will be the application round.
Yes.
Super. So, and then you have to apply, and then if you are selected based on your profile, and then you are into it.
Yeah.
Alright, so how did you decide the college? Because at this age, normally either you want to go abroad or do your MBA in India. Because the price is almost same. If I look at the, not US, but yeah, if you look at Australia, England, Germany, the price is almost same. थोड़ा बहुत फर्क है. So how you decided upon college? Which all colleges applied and how you selected A?
So in my case, the first filter was that I had to stay in India. So I had no plans of settling abroad. So it made more sense for me to apply for an MBA in India rather than going abroad. So that's how the first filter was. And after that, after having decided that I'll be doing my MBA in India, I had filtered down my choices to 3 schools. So IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore and Calcutta. So I applied to these 3 schools.
Okay. Alright. Now we move to the experience here. So you have the syndicate room SR. So how does the thing work? Like what I've seen here is we have a classroom on top and there are syndicates room below that. So how the syndicate work? How your experience have been so far?
So syndicate basically is a group of people, of 8 people who come from diverse industry backgrounds, and the whole point of having a syndicate is to engage in discussions that enrich your understanding of the case material that you have to prepare for the next day. So in IIM Ahmedabad, we have this unique method of pedagogy called case-based pedagogy. So whatever discussions happen in class, they revolve around a case, about a real business case, and you have a protagonist who is faced with a business issue and he has to make a choice. So we try to put ourselves into the shoes of the protagonist and we try and empathize with him, try and understand his difficulties. So what happens during our syndicate discussions is that we have multiple people from diverse backgrounds putting themselves into the protagonist's shoes and trying to come out with a solution. So for example, in my Cindy, we have people from the ops background, we have people from the finance background, and we have hardcore marketing people. So there are so many different functions that are trying to solve one problem from multiple different angles. So that's where the true learning happens, because most of the learning happens in the class, of course, when the moderation happens with the prof. But then there's a lot of peer-to-peer exchange and peer-to-peer enrichment of your understanding that happens.
Right. So let me just give the brief about that. So basically, the whole class is divided into 8 teams, and this team is fixed, or you can change your team as you go.
Right now, it's fixed.
It's fixed. Maybe after some time, after sem wise, so they might change.
It might happen.
It might change. Yeah. So you have to decide, and then you are allocated a room. And I'll go and make a video of the room as well, because even I'm assigned to one room, 3 to 2, I think, in IMDH. So I've never been there. I'm avoiding all the cases for the time being. So you go there, you have to study along with each other, you have to finalize the solution to the cases, and then tomorrow we have a discussion on that. So what happened with me on the first day at IIMA? So they sent a case by email, because we have to, Monday morning supposed to be starting at 8:45. So I'm not prepared any case. I just came on board कि अरे क्या कर लेंगे, हम तो वर्केक्स वाले हैं, हमारा क्या होगा. So first day, and you have a nameplate in front of you. So I don't know whether the ICICI Bank a case. So professor suddenly, Dikshit sir, I don't know if Dikshit sir is still there. So I'm talking long back, 2014. So I'm not that old, but yeah, 2014. So पता नहीं कहाँ से he asked me, Ravneet, why Raj said this thing? अरे कौन Raj, क्या case? That day he made example out of me for everybody. Then I realized, no, you have to study before you come to class. And there's still the same thing going on. So do you have the same rigorous tests and assignments, exams kind of environment, or it's more of
So we have regular quizzes that happen almost every week. So that kind of ensures that all of us are well prepared with the syllabus which was taught up until that point. So yeah, that keeps us up to speed on whatever was taught in class. And so quizzes happen once in a month, and for some subjects we have a midterm, and so the weightage is evenly spread across these multiple exams. So we have a midterm and then finally we have an intern. So it happens in the next 4 days.
Right, super. So you have your wife here on board. Now I have one genuine question. If anybody want to bring his girlfriend, can he bring his girlfriend? Then he can enjoy it. I'm just kidding. So obviously not allowed. So मेरे भाई को allowed नहीं किया तो girlfriend कहाँ से allowed करेंगे? So only married family में. And do you need to pay extra for that, or it's part of your program?
For the accommodation, yes.
You have to pay for that. Sure. Makes sense. How was their experience? Was she comfortable? Is she comfortable?
She's actually very happy here because she's got a whole new fitness routine going on.
Oh, nice.
And she's made a lot of new friends. So she plays badminton every day, hits the gym. So yeah, she's really happy. She's happier than she was outside. So
wow,
that kind of worked out for me.
And how, of course, you are happy you decided that.
Yep.
Super. So thank you very much for coming and talking to us.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Pranav.